Hi and happy Saturday. Hope that wherever you are safe and you are healthy and that you are washing your hands and not touching your face. And that is all I'm going to say because I talk about it all week long at work. So this for me is a fun place, a place to escape, a place to talk about things I'm passionate about and things I'm enjoying. All right. So since no, doesn't matter. The buzzing sound, I guess it's one of our neighbors whacking their weeds.
Cleaning their wax.
That's all right. This is like, local. It's not even local TV, so it's okay. Okay. So, since, I don't know, February, I've always had a pull towards animal decks. I love animal decks. They have to be a certain kind of animal deck, though it's not just any animal deck will do. And so in February, I went on to Amazon.ca and I looked up the Animal Wise Tarot by Ted Andrews. Now, the picture they had on animal.ca, Amazon.ca, was of the first edition, which is this one. This is not the one I got. I received a brand new shrink-wrapped this one, which is significantly different from this one in terms of the outer box. And the book is identical, just the cover has changed. And maybe they did some editing, I'm not sure. I didn't compare them word for word. But this one comes in a nice magnetic box, and this one comes in one of these. This one I got at secondhand on eBay. And, yeah. So I got this one first, and I thought, oh, okay, when I get this one, then maybe I'll pass this one along. But I can't. Because they're different enough that, oh my god, look how cute. Anyways, they're both different enough. Anyways, I'm attached to both of them. So I'm going in the box down below. I'm going to link to Adrienne Leah's video where she does a beautiful comparison, side by side comparison between this one and this one. But I'm going to show you this one because this to me, it's by Ted Andrews. It's the Animal Wise Tarot. It's by Dragonhawk Publishing. This, in I think it's 1993, was $47.95 Canadian. Madame, that's expensive. The box is just a regular big tuck box. And when I received it from eBay, it had like really, it had packing tape all over it, and it was, they just wrapped it up to hold it together kind of thing. So I because I'm mental, I'm crazy, but it's okay. I'm comfortable with who I am. And if I apologize if I offend anyone with the term mental, but I was referring to myself, and I'm a little older than a lot of you, so it used to be okay to say that. I mean it, not literally. Anyway, back to this. I peeled the tape off carefully because it was all wrinkled and yellowed. I carefully peeled off all the packing tape they had on it and retaped it, as you could see, because I wanted to keep the box. Because for whatever reason, I keep boxes. I've already mentioned this in a previous video. Anyway, inside this, what we would consider a flimsy tuck box, was a nice sturdy inner box. And you open up the inner box like this, the book was inside, and the cards were inside as well, but not in the. I put them in the organza bag. Like, they were just sitting in here, which is not too bad. They hadn't really moved around. Like, they weren't shrink wrapped or anything, but they hadn't really moved around. So it arrived to me securely. Smells like storage. Like it's been stored for 20 something years, right? The book has never been, look at this, never been read. If it's been read by someone like me who just opens their books like this, not to wreck them. So the book, I checked, I think it's the same amount of pages, or it's pretty darn close to this one. This one is a little smaller. Is it? No, they're around the same size. They're about the same size. Oh, they are exactly the same size, except this one seems a little thicker. Maybe it's just the paper stock that's thicker. And this one has a more modern binding, as you could see, where there's a crease here so that when you open it, it doesn't crack the spine. There we go. Oh my gosh, right? All these technicalities. Again, as far as comparing the two decks, I am not going to do that because Adrienne Leah did a fantastic job, and I'm going to link to her below, to her video below. Okay, so this is the book, and this is what, you know, there's the page and the write-up on each card. I am so in love with this deck. But this one too, in a different way. It's just that this one I really love. And I think it's because this one's a little, this one visually, aesthetically, looks like my dog. She objects to, I don't know, the birds flying into the tree in our front yard. She's very judgmental. Are you okay? No? You can't catch them. You gonna be quiet? Sorry. Almost forgot you were there. Okay. I apologize. Distracted by dog. So, yeah, so when I received them, I put them right away in this little bag, put it back, you know, I fixed the box and everything. It's like it took me an hour to fix the tuck box, right? And this is what the backs look like. And the backs are the emblem of the publishing company. Whereas the backs of these look like a really poorly rendered or squished Cocopelli on the side. It's like they should have just gone with like one and made it the full width of the card. But anyway, again, no matter. So this is the title card. And then it comes with a blank card. And then this is what's aesthetically different. Okay, let me pick at least the same card, right? What's aesthetically different about the cards is everything, except for the photograph of the animal. Most of the photographs are the same, or you know, may have a bit of a different filter or whatever. The keywords on the bottom, or the key phrase on the bottom, some are identical and some are significantly different, like, you know, or not, yeah. The first edition, the card's a little bigger because look, when you know what I mean? Like I'm holding the sides of this one and it slips out. Honestly, if all I could get was this one, I would have been happy. Like I didn't have to have this one. This was a target of opportunity because it was on eBay and it was affordable. It was listed as used, but it's clear that it had there's no creases, there's no There's no chipping. There's no evidence of these cards having been used. The box was quite beat up, and it probably just from storage. So this is what these cards look like, and I'm just going to show you some. So the majors, and then the minors too are, there's an animal. Oh, that's the world. So that's still a major. Scusi. Ace of winged ones. So air is winged ones. And fire is ancients. So it would be wands, right? So that was swords, this is wands. And cups is water and water and shapeshifters, like both on the cards. And it's not, I think what I find really, really nice about this deck is that it's not predictable. Shapeshifters are butterflies, daddy long legs. Like, you know, when you read up on these creatures, then you see why. Silk moth, stick bug. It's not, you know, it's not obvious, right? Same thing with the four-leggeds are earth or pentacles. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm just like, anyways, I love animal decks, but mainly photographic animal decks, realistic animal decks, realistic, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like, if it's, I don't like them anthropomorphized. That I could tell you for certain. I don't like when animals are anthropomorphized in general, but I don't like my tarot decks or oracle decks to have them anthropomorphized either. And I think these are just, what I love about these look like just photographs, these animals, photographs captured of these animals and insects in the wild. Minding their own business, doing their thing. So I love it. I love it. I'm happy I have it. I look forward to working with it. I haven't worked with it yet because it's been a very busy month. And I'm so tired when I get home from work that basically all I've been doing is I do my daily draw with the decks that I'm working with this month, which I didn't bring here to show you because I'm going to do like a monthly favorites, because oh my gosh, they are. And what else? I've been crocheting because it's a nice activity. It's good to decompress and, like, you know, quiets the mind, especially because the project I'm working on requires some counting of stitches. Like, there's 3 rows where I just crochet, and then the 4th row requires counting and spacing and all this stuff, right? So I'm enjoying that. Now spring has sprung. It's beautiful outside, and I decided that, okay, well, I'm going to add an additional tarot deck for spring. And so this one's going to carry me through the season of spring. I didn't do that for winter. I just wasn't there. Wasn't in the headspace. But for spring, I'm there. And the one that I chose is the Animal Totem Tarot. This is not a new deck in terms of a new release. And probably many of you watching who collect decks probably already own this one. And this one is incredible. I love it. Again, the animals are not anthropomorphized. They're artistic renderings of them. They're drawings of them doing their thing amidst with the props of the minor arcana suits around them. So here we have the Ace of Swords, but the panda's just minding his own business, chewing on some bamboo, Bamba, what? I don't know. Bamboo. This is the card I drew yesterday. Look at him. Anyways, I love this deck. I've seen reviews on it where some people hate the backs. I don't know. The backs for me are so recognizable that it's this deck that I love it. It's weird. I love I didn't even know about this deck until December when I saw it on Cosmic Creeper's channel, and she had done a review of this, and she does a really thorough review, like walkthrough of this deck where she talks about it, and I instantly ordered it, and I love it. The cardstock is I think I've described in the past how I say that Llewellyn has, I don't know, there's something going on with Llewellyn where, like, you know, the first release of a deck has really nice cardstock, and then when you go to repurchase or replace it or whatever, you get shitty cardstock. This is the really nice cardstock. It makes that sound. It feels nice. Shuffles really well. Anyway, I love this deck, and I look forward to using it. This is going to be my springtime deck. Now, I'm normally not a guidebook person, and I probably never explained why I'm not a guidebook person, so I thought I'd take this opportunity to explain why. Typically, guidebooks are just, well, most of my decks are RWS inspired. Typically, the guidebook that comes with the deck just gives me the meanings that would be in any RWS book. Period. So for me, that's not useful. For me, actually, it's a waste, because now I have this book that I don't use because there's nothing new in it for me, or nothing new in it for me. And what am I supposed to do with this guidebook? Why is it so big if all it has is the RWS meanings in it, right? Anyway. Books where the artist takes the time to explain why their art is wonderful, except those same books where the artist goes through the trouble of explaining why they chose certain images for their art and then slap that RWS meaning, the Arthur Waite meaning. Give me something more, your vision, like why did you choose this scene to represent, let's say, the Seven of Pentacles? All right, that's enough of that. This guidebook is incredible. This guidebook, definitely there's value add here. And notice that, yeah, there's a full page for the card in black and white, which is perfectly fine. I don't need it to be color. It's got information. So you have, the first paragraph is message from the ladybug. Message from that spirit animal, and and then there's a write-up about the actual card, and then there's more about the actual card in specific contexts: business and career, family and relationships, health and well-being, and then you have card of the day journal prompts. So this would be a fantastic tarot for someone who's just learning. Yeah, you know, it's like if someone in your life is just wanting to learn tarot, yeah, get them a regular Rider-Waite-Smith, because it is the most accessible in terms of what's available in information. And most commercial decks and all that stuff are modeled after that one. But instead of getting them one of those really dry RWS books, get them this deck that comes with this book. It's incredible. It's Grace approved. Love it. All right. Now, what else am I going to be working with this spring? Well, I pulled out two more decks that I'm always drawn to. Spring, summer, mostly spring though. One of them is a tarot, one of them is an oracle. And this and I probably I haven't worked with them since last spring. And suddenly I'm looking at them on my shelf going, ooh, I need to take these for a spin. One of them is my Tarot of the She. I have 2 copies. This is the one that this is the first one I got, and the one that you've seen this before if you've been watching my channel for any length of time. I love how the organza bag makes the center of the glyph look 3-dimensional. Discovered that by accident. Let me show you what mine looks like. I feel like I want to tell you why mine looks like this, but then I'm thinking, how many times have I said it in a video? But this is mine. It's trimmed. It's edged, and I edged it with the dominant color on each individual card. So I had all my markers out, and it was a nice activity. When I first got it, I trimmed all the borders off because I didn't like the renaming of the suits and the major arcana. I didn't like the key phrase on the bottom. And then after I trimmed it all and I worked with it a little bit, I realized that, oh my gosh, I was going to work with it like as an oracle, like a visual kind of thing. But then when I worked with it a little bit, I realized that, this is a tarot, and I recognized most of the cards. Might as well just write them all back on. And that's what I did. So for the majors, I just put the Roman numerals on the bottom. And I find that this deck without the black borders has a completely expansive energy. I love it. Love it, I love it, I love it. However, I have a second one that I purchased that I was going to leave intact, like with the full borders. But the Schiffer cardstock, some of the cards already had the laminate peeling on the corners, so I removed just the side borders on those, but I left the top and the bottom with the keywords and the card title. So yeah, this is one of my top 3 tarot decks. I adore it. I love working with this one. This one gives some very interesting perspectives, and it can be incredibly esoteric in terms of, like, what some people would describe as spiritual, or it can be incredibly so it could be incredibly arcane, just like it could be incredibly mundane and just right on the money when it comes to readings. And yeah, so it's my favorite non RWS. It's in my top 3 for sure. So that's the tarot deck that I'm going to be working with as well this spring, as with the Animal Totem Tarot. And for Oracle, I pulled this one out. I love the way this, see, I shouldn't have put the Tarot of the She away. I love the way Tarot of the She and Earth Magic Oracle cards, how they play together. And I discovered this just by fluke last spring because I had a whole bunch of decks out, and last spring was like, I wanted to say crazier than this spring, but no. No, it's not. It was different. This one's also very unique, as many of you are experiencing. I just love the way these two, there's something about the way these two communicate. And I'm just cards at random, right? I just like seeing them together. I love the messages I get. Um, if you have Hay House decks, tell me something. And if you have Doreen Virtue decks, um, what is it with music and Hay House? I have Healing with the. I know this is a completely different. I'm on a tangent now. I have Healing with the Fairies by Doreen Virtue, one of her earlier decks, and there's a music card. And before that, I had Healing with the Angels, which I passed along because for me it was repetitive with Healing with the Fairies. And also it had a music card. And Stephen Farmer, who used to be Mr. Doreen Virtue, has a music card in his deck. So, I don't know. It's kind of... And like this one's kind of misplaced. Like even the art style is kind of misplaced in this deck. Anyway, that was my tangent. Oh, look at these two. Yeah. So that's my my other spring combo that I'm going to enjoy playing with this season. Tell me in the comments below what did do you switch your decks out seasonally? I switch them out monthly, seasonally, whenever I get whenever I become bored or get tired of the one that I'm using. The only one I never become bored of is my standard Rider-Waite deck, because that's my workhorse, right? But as far as the other stuff, like for daily draws and consulting the Oracle, I like to switch them out. And I'm really enjoying the tarot deck and oracles that I'm using since the start of March. I think I'm gonna have a hard time putting those away because I'm really, really enjoying them. Also, I find that with what's going on in the world and having to be out there on weekdays, right? Because I do. It's kind of nice to come home and reconnect with hobbies and things like that, right? It's a really great way to decompress. And I'm really enjoying watching how a lot of people have gone back to their creative hobbies. Artists are arting, crafty people are crafting, and I love that they're sharing what they're doing. So if you're one of those people, and leave a link, leave a comment below so I can come watch your channel. I may already be subscribed to you, but you don't know. So please do let me know if you're doing stuff like that. What I recommend for everyone really though is to stay away from the fear mongering and the so many deaths today and blah 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 and all that stuff, because really there's no way of knowing where this information is coming from. With the age that we're in, where everyone has a soapbox, I cringe every time I hear, oh, I read on the internet that this is what's going on. And it's like, really? What was the source? So if you're one of those people propagating this shit, stop it. If you're feeling anxious about what's out there, stop looking at it. That's what I do. I have basically blocked, unfollowed, whatever is necessary whenever I come across fear mongering and bullshit information. All right. Follow the common sense. If you're feeling isolated, reach out to friends. A blessing that we have in this day and age is that we have Skype and FaceTime and WhatsApp and Glide and all these things. If you are someone who knows someone who could be feeling isolated, and you fear that they may not reach out to you, reach out to them. See how your friends are doing. If you know someone who's elderly and pretty much shut in, right? Well, you should be doing this anyway if you know someone who's shut in because they're elderly, because not just this is not just a freaking virus that's causing people to be shut in, right? Let's be honest. Some people, that's just their normal Thursday. So reach out to them, see how they're doing. Have an old-fashioned conversation on the phone. Oh my God! Like, talk about old school, right? Yeah. So that's it for me. I might. I'll see, like, what my time is like here. I might make some other videos as well. I was thinking, because you know what I have really been enjoying this week? All of you that have been putting out your tarot deck collection videos, yeah, those never get old. Tarot deck collection videos, oracle collection videos. Again, they never get old because, there's always something new there. And and honestly, I really do enjoy watching videos about decks I already own. And yeah, so that's it. So I'm wishing you all the best. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and don't be an asshole. All right? Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.